but probably don't know that much about our own planet. What's the best way to hide something you don't want people to know? And he says, in plain sight.
And then they try and go near it, and when they got a certain distance, it flew back into the air within, like, and it's just unexplainable.
Good to have you back, Mr. Redpath.
Thank you, Mr. Ely.
Again.
Yes.
What we're talking about today.
Aliens.
This is your subject of choice.
Aliens, yeah.
So,
I thought we'd discuss aliens today.
Great.
So
how then, what's the crack? What's got aliens on your mind? Why have you brought this topic
are there
up?
aliens?
Are there aliens?
Yeah, are there aliens? I think that's the question that people often, I'm sure most people watching have had that conversation about 1,000 times, like us, it's been brought up.
Definitely. Do you want to know the answer?
Yeah.
I'll tell you the answer.
Go on.
Of course there's bloody aliens.
Yeah.
Well,
I think one thing is, what is aliens? What are aliens? Because I think most people think Little Green Man from Toy Story.
Yeah,
them little green ones.
Think that.
Yeah. Because if that's classing aliens, then I'm not too sure. But I think as a different life form outside of planet Earth is 100% for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think it wouldn't surprise us if aliens were like the little green men, because that's what they're portrayed as. Anything to do with space, it honestly just interests me. So aliens interests us. It's one of them where everyone kind of questions it at some point, because there's movies about them and all sorts. Do you know what I mean? But as well, there's that many conspiracy theories and just stories that you hear, and it's in the public eye, isn't it? It's always there's no it's not like they're trying to hide it or anything like that. I do think there's aliens, but whether they look like E.T. or like the Men in Black sort of things, where it could be a human and it turns out it's a cockroach or whatever, I'm not too sure. But in the grand scheme of things, Redpath, let's be honest, right? This might annoy some people, but if you go off the world being created via the Big Bang, right,
which you do,
which I do,
you do, okay,
then there's a very high chance that there's another planet out there like ours, isn't there? Really, it's going to be rare that
I think
it's just us.
I think that's one of the main points in the discussion, is that how big the whole universe and universes outside of our universe. There's supposedly millions and millions of stars and planets that we probably still don't know the extent it goes that far. This is my argument, because I believe that there is aliens, quote unquote, is I think it's pretty small-minded.
The thing was not.
And people might take offense with that, but I think it's actually pretty small-minded to think because some people's opinions are, don't be stupid, how can you say don't be stupid?
How can you write it off? How can you say no, there's not aliens?
Well, to me, if we only know our universe, right, and we're still finding out things about planets in our universe that we don't know every year, whatever. How, when there's 8, I don't even think Pluto's a planet anymore, so there's 8 planets in our solar system. Yeah, and there's millions, if not billions, of planets. Solar system.
Then there's the
how
universe.
Can you not say the chances are that there's something out there that's
remotely
living,
us, or an organism,
just
living,
something
early
living,
stages, or something.
Something's just there to me.
There's probably another world out there like ours that are 100 million years ahead of us. There's got to be.
I think the possibility is that is the case. Absolutely.
Not only do we know very little about the universe and the solar systems and other things, we'll probably know a small percentage. Yeah. But probably don't know that much about our own planet, because we're still finding stuff out. If you look in the sea. Well,
I was just thinking that we're still finding blooming fish. New fish.
There's a bloody one of them massive sharks in the sea somewhere, and just hiding. There's got to be.
But I mean, that's a good point. It's just sprung in my head there. We're still finding new species of fish at the very and how can people say that there's nothing in?
Hang on, have you seen on the Discovery Channel sometimes when I've watched where they find these skulls and stuff, and they're elongated skulls, so how they portray aliens with the big heads and stuff. Have you not seen these skulls they find where they've got the top of their heads huge?
Like rounded.
Like you know, like you would like a massive brain or something.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I've
and, like,
seen, but I haven't
faces
seen
and
them on the
stuff.
Discovery. But I've seen stuff like that before.
Like from hundreds and thousands of years ago and stuff like that. Like strange stuff like that. It just, to me, it's like the dinosaurs. Do you know what I mean? If you find a dinosaur skeleton, those dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I find a bloke with a head that's like this, I'd class that as an alien life because it's not like it might be human.
Yeah.
But it's like not our generation of human. Do you know what I mean? It's not like our human. I could go into so many different things here with this. Yeah. But I'll let you carry on with the alien front and tell us.
So what's he has a question because we're on about America before.
Right.
Thing that sprung to my mind, the Area 51.
Yeah.
What do you make of that whole thing?
I've looked for it on Google Images on the
Google
Earth.
Images. You've looked for it. Because supposedly the thing is they've got aliens or had aliens or captured a UFO / with aliens, and that's where, you know, ever since growing up as a kid, since the first time I watched Independence Day, that's when I really got into it, and I seen Area 51 and there was aliens. I'm thinking, hold on, like
I've got to have a look at this.
Yeah, like got it, but like, do you believe in that? Like, because it's like it is this restricted area in America, right? Because it is a thing. It is a thing, I believe.
As far as I'm aware, it's a thing.
Yeah. Like, it is actually a thing. Like, do you believe that there's or anywhere on Earth, like anywhere, do you think aliens have been like caught? Because it's not public information if they have. Do you know what I mean? It's not a fact, but there's a massive like conspiracy, I guess, that like there are aliens down there, and I think in general most people probably believe that there have been aliens caught.
Yeah, I think there has been.
Yeah, I think there have been.
I think again you'd be naive to write it off and say no.
So you're saying that aliens have come here and messed up and crashed, or somebody gave away the cover and they've been captured, or
yep.
Yeah,
all of those things.
Yeah, all of them.
I think.
Do you believe there's aliens being woken as like how as people, or like? Or
no,
what?
I'm not buying into that quite yet. Like.
So what's your thoughts? Like, what's your thoughts on how have these aliens been captured from many moons ago?
I'm just making this up, to be honest with you. But from what I think is, like, if aliens are here and they've been here, they've been around the Earth, something's happened, or like something unexpected's happened, and they've like crashed, or like they've landed and like somebody's caught them or whatever. I don't know exactly, but that's kind of what I'm thinking's happened. I don't think they welcomed them in and like, yeah, come on down, like, do you know what I mean? I think it's been like they have came and we've went, oh yeah, we're gonna have to like do something about this sort of thing. I loved watching stuff on the telly about like UFO sightings and stuff like that.
That was just in my head because I'm sure, like most people watching this or have the Joe Rogan podcast, and I watched a clip not long ago of like a military guy who's in the United States Air Force, and he was, I mean, it's on there, it's about a 20-minute clip where he goes into like heavy detail about him seeing and multiple people, like he was a pilot, so there was about 3 of them, I think, in the air, and they were literally almost chasing down this unidentified flying object.
Yeah, that's
and
what
it
I was
like
about.
ding ding, it was dropping like 2,000 feet in 1 second. Like it would just disappear, then they'd realise it's down next to the sea, and then they'd try and go near it, and when they got a certain distance, it flew back into the air within and it's just unexplainable.
Yeah, you can't explain stuff like that. That's exactly what I was thinking of. If there has been aliens, I don't think that one would know about it, in all honesty. They wouldn't like publicly come out and say, yeah, there's aliens, do you know what I mean?
Right. Why not?
Mass panic.
Yeah.
I don't know, like,
yeah, maybe it's a bit of that, yeah.
Panic. What else have they not said? Imagine if now they come out and said, oh yeah, like we found aliens, like, you know, 100 years ago or whatever. People are going to be like, well, why didn't you tell her? What else have you not told her? Sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? It could be like massive uproar.
Yeah.
But then you see these things about these people who have worked for like NASA and stuff like that, and like they've been not killed, but they've went missing.
Yeah,
they've died.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Like they've been sent to like remote places where like they're like living on like worm farms or something stupid. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like why are these people like hiding? Like people say that they're like hiding from the government and all sorts, and they're scared.
Well, I remember I think I was on a conspiracy video hunt.
See, you blame
me.
Yeah,
he got us into them. And like you were saying there, I like I say, this is stuff on the internet, so you don't know if it's true at the end of the end of the day. But I have heard like of that, like people opening the mouth and talking about documentations and documents that are held by the government that they know. And when they open the mouth, there's been like people basically just being like took away. That's like that's the stories that you hear of on the internet, and
doesn't surprise us though.
Well, that's what would happen. You'd imagine it if people like that try to get the information out.
A thing that I did see somebody say was like involved with this whole alien commotion, whether it was they were like, you know, they'd seen it or whatever. But I remember watching something, probably on a conspiracy theory thing, where where the guy had said, like, why do you think all these alien sightings and stuff, why do you think they're like portrayed in a certain way? So say somebody does actually have a photo or something like that, and it gets out there, like he says, look at all the media things about aliens, right? He's like, they like kind of laugh it off. He was like, so they'll say like, they'll title it like UFO, blah, 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 and then they'd be like, turns out it's just this, blah, 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 blah. And everyone's like, oh yeah, it wasn't an alien, but they thought it was like a UFO or whatever. So he was like saying, what's the best way to hide something you don't want people to know? And he says, in plain sight. Mm-hmm. So like laugh it off, joke about it. So then everybody else like thinks, you know what I mean? Nobody really too deeply questions it. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And it's like keeps it under control. And like he said, when you look at it, really, that he's right in what he says.
I would agree.
How if you didn't want somebody to know about something, and then you know you wouldn't like, because if you try and hide it, then someone's going to find.
Takes away the question almost.
Takes
doesn't
a sting out of the whole topic, doesn't it? Like, oh, it wasn't an alien, but we thought it was. Blah blah blah. Everyone then goes, oh yeah, well, like, do you know what I mean? Brushes it off dead lightly, like lightheartedly.
Yeah, which would be the wise thing to do. If I was in that position, that's exactly, probably, like, thinking of it, that's what I would be doing.
Yeah. So you got to question everything, like I always say.
Question everything, yes.
Everything.
Question everything.
There's evidence on this planet to say that we aren't the only people that have been here. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so do you think aliens have been there in the past, like ruling, sort of thing? That were like,
well, this is just my opinion, right? Yep. I'm not 100% convinced on this, but like I always just think, do you know what? Like I never write anything off. Yeah, I'm always one to say that could happen. Yeah, like maybe we're not the first human like species on this planet. So you know how there's been like the dinosaurs and then they went extinct. Like what happens if we're like the 8th generation of like an extinction or like a human race forming? Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it could have been like the last human generation. Like would you class them as the aliens then if they were slightly different to us? Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not sure. But I definitely think that there's evidence to say that aliens have been down to Earth, whether we were here or not, at some point to do something. I mean,
I think aliens built the pyramids.
Well, not that. That's another.
Because we didn't build them. I know that. We didn't build them.
That's one thing that potentially has not proves, but gives you that reason to think. Yeah. How
it opens your mind, doesn't it?
How did that happen? And then if you look into like you say the pyramids, and you realise there's pyramids all over the globe, not just in Egypt, and that they're all in certain places,
in like lines of each other, like, perfectly.
How, when they built them, right, can you get them to that precision? We struggle to build a house today with all the equipment
and bear in mind
got.
This was how many years ago as well? Yeah.
With all the technology we've got, we cannot build a road in a straight line. We can't cover potholes in, man. Yeah,
right? That is true.
And these supposedly people had built these pyramids across the globe in like a line or something.
It's nigh on impossible when you actually look at it.
It's impossible.
Yeah,
it couldn't
really
be done.
It really is. When you actually think of it
we
like that.
We didn't have a plane till 19 whenever.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but it wasn't.
So
it was recent. So like
that might be a conversation for another day. That might be a conversation for another day. But it's one of them things, isn't it? It's one of them things where you just think it's like unexplainable.
The Egyptians with their whole, because we learned about this in school. The Egyptians, I remember talking about it, right?
Tutankhamun.
All the mummies and all the rest of it, right? Like they had gods, didn't they? And if you look at all of these gods that they worshipped, like one of them's got like a wolf head, one of them's got like a elephant's head, 9 arms, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, where were they getting this stuff from?
That's a good question.
It's all happening in Egypt. It's all kicking off.
Well, you've been in Egypt before. You've seen the pyramids. In the pyramid. And you've said to me before, how...
When I stood next to them blocks, when I was about 12 or something, 13, they were the height of me when I was 12, 13.
Well, I would like to go and see them because I think they're interesting.
Great.
Very interesting.
I would suggest if anybody hasn't been, it's definitely something that you should go and see. It's a once in like a lifetime thing. Do you know what I mean? Like incredible structures. So this does bring me back on the aliens though. Where I get all this stuff from, right, could be a load of babble because I watch it on the telly, right? I watch this program called Ancient Aliens.
Right.
This is where I see all this stuff from.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's really good. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And some of the people on there, you'd think he's a bit,
gone.
Aye. Then it brings you back to thinking, who told these people to do this? Like, who told them, this is how you, like, mummify your body, this is how you do this? Like, they must have gotten it from someone. Some ruler has said, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Imagine Boris just saying now,
right,
at every funeral, this is what we're going to do. You'd think he's off the government straight away. Get him off the government straight away, wouldn't you? But then it brings you back to, like, could it have been, like, aliens that have come down and told people, like, how to go about, how to live, build these structures, do this, like. But then again, there's other things that makes us think, like, like, is that, could all just be like a fairy tale sort of thing? Like, do you want to go back to aliens again? Because I've started talking about pyramids and mummification.
Well, with aliens, to finish off, like I'll give my opinion on it.
Oh yeah, then.
Like, I think from stuff like what we're on about with the UFO sightings and the ability, which is just probably like a million years down the line before we get to a thing where we can transport an aircraft like this and all other things, I think that the likelihood is, like, obviously I believe that there's aliens out there, the likelihood is they've got so much more technology and are so, at least some sort of aliens, because there might be many different types of aliens, they're like miles ahead of us, to the point where I think everything is probably in their control if they wanted for us to see, or if they wanted to come and take over, like, or anything like that. So, like, that's
Here's the thing for you. This has just popped in my head now, because that's a good point, right, what you just made there. If there is aliens, right, what's a reason why they wouldn't come here? Do you think there's a reason why they wouldn't come here? Because I do. I think there's a reason. And that's because we're destroying the planet ourselves, and we're killing each other. What the hell do they want to come down here for? They don't need to come and take over when they could. Like, if they're that far advanced, and they can live longer and you can travel around and all this sort of stuff, they'll just be chilling somewhere, just thinking, a couple of 1,000 years, we'll just go and take that planet over. There'll be no one there.
I think there's a possibility, because the, like, whole space, and there's so much in, like, billions of planets. I think, like, there could be a possibility as well, like a certain type alien, like the higher ones, literally just haven't yet come across, or like, in my, like, I'm that open-minded about it. Like, one day, tomorrow, there might just be an alien invasion, and they might have just got to our planet and, like, let's see what this is about. Like, I just, like, that's, like, but like you say, I don't know. Maybe that is a big conspiracy thing, right? Like, that they're scared to come down, or they don't need, or...
Well, I believe there's aliens, right? But there's part of us that also thinks, right, a small part, because I'm open-minded and I like to think, like, on both sides.
Yeah.
What if it is all just like a massive lie? Like another fear thing? What if it all is like, it's a plan to make us think there is aliens? Like, because let's be honest, what we know about the solar system and the universe and Earth is what we're told. I've never been into space. I don't look at the sky. Like, I've not got a telescope. Like, do you know what I mean? So what's to say that we haven't just been told that it, like, subtly, do you know what I mean? All these alien stories, like, what's to say it's not a big plan, right, for something bigger? Like, again, this is massive conspiracy theory here, right? But for instance, right, let's just say, I don't believe this, but it's plausible, small percent, right? Well, let's just say it is all fake, right? We've been told about aliens and all this sort of stuff.
It's all fake.
It's planted in, it's embedded in with now that it's possible as aliens, right? So what happens? You know, World War III.
Right.
And World War III to me now isn't going to be against humans. Right. Because it's just one bomb and we're all gone. Right. Do you know what I mean? Like World War II and World War I and all that, it was fighting for your country. Like now it would be a different war completely because I don't think there's the necessity to do that. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot more like nuclear weapons. So would World War III, if it was like, say, you know, to get, you know, they needed to control something like the population or something, there was too many people or something like that. What's an easy thing to do? Let's just say there's a massive alien invasion. Like, fake it, and there's your World War III. Aliens are invading.
Right.
Like, I know it's like a bit out there, right? Okay. But it's just something that it's crossed my mind, like, but this is just something that kind of like, I'm just throwing it out there, like, here you go, like, but could it happen?
Plausible, huh?
For the government side of things, then it just looks like there's a massive alien invasion. You know what I mean? Aliens have killed like millions of people. Do you know what I mean? Maybe aliens are really, really nice. Yeah. In the government, and everybody's portraying them as like these horrible people, and maybe they didn't want to come, dude. Yeah. Maybe they think they're knobheads, and we're staying away from them. Yeah. Finding out there for everyone. Think about that one. Yeah. I've just ruined your day. Now. Yeah. Do you think it's plausible that could be a thing, or do you think that's a bit far-fetched?
It's plausible, but I do have, like, it's not like on my head as if like it's happened. But, you know, I'm open-minded. I'll take it on board.
Or, like, it might not even be that it's all been fake. Maybe there is aliens, but maybe, you know, they're going to use that. They could use that, you know what I mean, and portray them as bad and start a world war of aliens that maybe the aliens aren't starting the war. Do you know what I mean? They don't even maybe know we're here or something. But that's going to be the excuse. That's all I'm thinking about the whole like World War.
We'll have to see
scenario.
On that one. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Because it'll go on for days,
ages,
like and all the things aliens. But I'm happy with that and with what's been said. Are you?
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing else really that comes to mind about aliens that I'd add. It's a good talking point. And
it's a very open one because, like I say, there's not much proof either. No. Either way, it's all up in the air. It's all about belief, really.
And I generally think that there'll be a lot of people out there with loads of different stories, opinions. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like,
thoughts on the whole thing.
Because I bet you people have seen stuff themselves. Do you know what I mean? And I think if you've seen something firsthand and you're trying to convince other people, like, imagine how difficult that's going to be. Yeah. I think, anyone who's got a story, leave it in the comments down below.
Leave it, let me know your thoughts.
We'll actually respond to them as well. Yeah. And if anyone's got a story that's, like, decent and you've got, like, info on it or, like, some links or something, send it to her, right? Because we'll
check it out.
We'll look at it and we could discuss a story. Do you know what I mean?
Cool.
Like someone's story and like see if it's plausible or not and see if we believe them ourselves. Yeah. But we'll leave it there, I think. Yeah. We're leaving it there.
Happy with that.
Yeah. We'll let you guys let us know what your experiences are, what your thoughts are on the whole alien subject, whether you think they're real, whether you think it's a load of rubbish. Let us know what you think about that whole World War III thing, because that's very, very small % chance, but it's interesting.
Yeah, could happen.
And if you think of anything different as well, let us know. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video.
Yes, sir.
We're going to see more discussions coming up in the near future, Red Platformer. Yeah,
certainly are. Thank you guys for watching.
Take care. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.